Hi everyone, it's Duchess. The PlayStation 2 was a revolutionary console that changed gaming forever. It gave us classics like Grand Theft Auto 3, Metal Gear Solid 2, and Final Fantasy X. But as great as the games were, the PlayStation 2 hardware itself has some seriously annoying quirks that tested our patience. Who can forget the nightmare of the disc read error that could corrupt your saved games after hours of playtime, or the dreaded disc scratching issues with the slim models that turned our game disc into expensive coasters? Then there was the console's jet engine-like noise that made stealthy gaming impossible. The complaints of the loud fan became a meme in itself back in the day. In this video, we'll look back at some of the PlayStation 2's most annoying design flaws and funny frustrations that made the outstanding gaming experience a lot less perfect. The PlayStation 2's broad appeal extended far beyond just being a gaming console for kids. Its ability to play DVDs and CDs made it a hotly desired multimedia device in many households, including mine. My parents frequently used our PS2 to listen to music and watch movies, taking advantage of its versatility. However, this multi-purpose usage exposed a notorious flaw. The PlayStation 2 Slim models had an uncanny knack for scratching discs. No matter how carefully handled, it seemed like every DVD my parents owned eventually fell victim to this disc scratching curse. They pause a movie midway, only to return later and find the screen frozen, their once pristine disc now marred with inexplicable scratches. We all begrudgingly accepted this aggravating issue, but after one too many ruined DVDs, the breaking point was reached. It happened when one of my dad's all-time favorite movies got scratched beyond repair by the third PS2 console we'd bought for my brother. In a fit of rage, my dad unplugged the system, slammed it into the garbage can along with the mangled disc, and stomped into my brother's room shouting, "That's it, we're getting you a PlayStation 3. While it was undoubtedly one of the happiest days of my brother's life, the sacrifice of most of our parents' DVD collection left a bittersweet taste. The disc read errors on the PlayStation 2 were the stuff of nightmares. These ominous error messages could pop up at any moment, triggered by even the most minuscule things, a stray fingerprint smudge, a nearly imperceptible speck of dust, or just the disk drive having a moody day. It didn't even require noticeable scratches or damage. Anytime that fateful red error screen appeared with its harsh, droning ambient tones, a mini heart attack would ensue. As a kid, having to face your parents or siblings and confess that yet another $50 game disc was essentially bricked inspired sheer panic. The frustrated sighs, the demands to be more careful, and the agonizing trip to repurchase the same game you already owned haunted my every gameplay session. I became obsessive about keeping the discs clean, treating them like fragile evidence at a crime scene. But it was all for nothing when that terrifying crimson screen and error music inevitably appeared, shattering my young gamer soul once again. While tangle-prone controller wires were the norm for that era of gaming consoles, the PlayStation 2's cords always seemed to find new ways to become a vexing nuisance. No matter how carefully you tried to manage the sprawling cables, at some point you inevitably catch your foot and send the console crashing towards the floor or straight at your face. I remember attempting an ill-advised hop over a controller wire when I was young, only to have my stunt rudely interrupted by the cord snagging my ankle. On other unlucky occasions, the wire acted as a guiding rope, flinging the PS2 directly into my midsection like an airborne projectile. It was a constant ballet of near misses, all caused by those lengthy controller leashes. While the cords afforded precious few feet of mobility, they raised the risk of grievous, self-inflicted console damage with every attempt to traverse them. The Tangle controller wire problem became a low-key terror that loomed over every PS2 gaming session in my household. No discussion of PS2 annoyances would be complete without mentioning the console's penchant for sounding like a jet engine spooling up for takeoff. From the moment you powered on the system, the fans would kick into high gear, producing a roaring sound that drowned out even the loudest game audio. The thermal solution clearly prioritized keeping the PS2 guts from melting over acoustic comfort. Sony's engineers seemed to source the fans directly from Boeing's surplus inventory. What started as a mild whirling sound would escalate into a deafening howl within an hour of playtime, forcing you to crank the volume to what felt like ear-damaging levels. It was a hurricane of noise pollution that reminded you just how much power was packed into Sony's compact little box of magic. While the PlayStation 2 cemented itself as a gaming icon that revolutionized the industry, no retrospective will be complete without acknowledging its flaws and quirks that made the console experience less than seamless. From the rage-inducing disk read errors capable of corrupting entire save files, to the scratched disk epidemic that turned our prized game or DVD libraries into coasters, Sony's hardware harbored some maddening design shortcomings we just had to endure. While its successors have mercifully addressed many of these issues, this look back appreciates how far console design and user experience has progressed. The PS2 wasn't flawless, but its frustrating blemishes were all part of conquering each new gaming experience. It's a reminder that even gaming's greatest achievements can be marred by annoyances that tested our resolve, at least until the next PlayStation emerged on the horizon. And that's my take on this. Thank you for watching the video. If you're someone who loves exploring the depths of the gaming community, hit that subscribe button below and turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. See you guys later!